Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cody. Today's video, I'm going to teach you the best deep breathing exercise you can do to help strengthen your lungs and keep them healthy. This is especially important today with the coronavirus going around. We do not want ourselves or a loved one catching COVID-19. And God forbid, if one of us do catch it, we want our lungs being as strong and healthy as possible so we can fight it. So this video is going to be comprised of two parts. The first part, I'm going to be explaining exactly what's happened to our lungs over the past couple months from staying inside and being relatively inactive. And the second part, I'm going to walk you step by step through the exercise and explain why in fact it is the best exercise you can be doing to strengthen and make your lungs healthier. So these are four things that have happened to us over the past couple of months from being socially distanced, isolated, and quarantined in our homes that have led to our lungs being weaker and less healthy. These include weight gain. The past couple of months, we've been inside, there hasn't been much to do, we've been eating more than usual. This added weight on our chest makes it a lot harder to fully expand our lungs with each breath. And secondly, stress. This time in our life is incredibly stressful. And with stress, we start breathing more shallow. And with shallow breathing, we get less air into our lungs and less oxygen throughout our body. Which leads us into our third thing, and which also causes more shallow breathing. And that's just being less active. See, we're not out exercising, we're not doing our daily functions, we're not being as active as we once were. And therefore, there's a lot less stress placed on our lungs, and we're not breathing as deep as we need to, just because the demands aren't there. Therefore, less air into our lungs, less oxygen spread throughout our body. Fourthly, because we're spending so much of our time at home, we're mostly sitting or lying down. And in these positions, when we breathe, air mostly just comes into the top of our lungs. See, we're not getting air down into the deep parts of our lungs where most of our airways are. And this can lead to airway closure. It can make us more susceptible to infections. And because we're not getting that air down into the deep parts of our lungs, we're not oxygenating our body. And this is not good. So now let me get right into teaching you the best deep breathing exercise you can do to help strengthen your lungs and make sure they are as healthy as possible. So we know that healthy lungs are lungs that get airflow to each and every part of the lung. Therefore, we need to do a deep breathing exercise to get as much air in as possible. And to strengthen our lungs, and more specifically our diaphragm, which is one of the key muscles involved in breathing, we're going to add a weight or a load to that muscle. See, just like we work any muscle in the gym, to get it stronger, we add weight to it. That is exactly what we're going to do with this exercise. So this deep breathing exercise is to be done lying on your side, and it focuses primarily on the lung that is closest to the ground. So we want to make sure we work both sides. Now there's three reasons why we're in this position and why this deep breathing exercise is the best one you can do to help strengthen your lungs and keep them healthy. The first reason is being in this position, gravity pulls all our blood down towards that lung that's closest to the ground. Therefore, when we inhale and our lungs have to expand, it has to expand against all that blood. It makes it that much harder and it adds resistance. It helps strengthen our lungs. Reason number two, being in this position on our side, all our abdominal organs are pushed upwards into our lungs and into our diaphragm. So when we inhale and we breathe, we have to fight against all those organs. So it adds more resistance. Therefore, it helps strengthen our diaphragm and helps strengthen our lungs. Now, the third reason why lying on our side is the best position to be doing this deep breathing exercise to help strengthen and keep our lungs healthy has to do with our diaphragm. So your diaphragm is a muscle that arches like this. Now, the diaphragm gets the best contraction when it is first stretched. So we know in this position, all our organs in our abdomen are pushed upwards and pushed into the diaphragm. So this makes the diaphragm, instead of running like this, it makes it even more curved, more arched. Therefore, it stretches it. And therefore, that diaphragm gets an even better contraction being in this position. Now, to ensure we get air into each and every part of our lung to keep our lungs healthy, we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, we're going to hold for 3 seconds, and we're going to exhale over 8 seconds. So in for 4, hold for 3, out for 8. When we inhale, we're going to inhale through our nose. When we exhale, we're going to exhale through our mouth. So when we exhale, we don't want to just blow and let our cheeks puff out. We do not want to do this. We want to do what's called pursed lip breathing. So you want to pretend like you're blowing through a straw. So it looks like this. Notice how my cheeks aren't puffing outwards. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this. So put your hand on your stomach. When you inhale, you want to feel your stomach move out. So it looks like this. In through my nose, 4 seconds. Hold for 3. And then out, pursed lip breathing for 8 seconds. So let's talk about why we're breathing that way. So by inhaling through our nose for 4 seconds, we're making sure we're bringing in as much air as we can so we get air to each and every part of our lung to keep them healthy. By holding for 3 seconds, you're just giving time for all that air to circulate through your lungs to move your oxygen from the air into your blood to help oxygenate your body. And when we blow out through those pursed lips for the 8 seconds, what that pursed lips is doing is it's helping splint open all your airways in your lungs to just further make sure all that air and oxygen is getting to each and every part of your lung. So inhale for 4, hold for 3, exhale for 8. That's 15 seconds. So we want to do 4 of those deep breaths on our first side. That's 1 minute. We don't want to do any more than 4 breaths or else we're going to hyperventilate. Now when we're done those 4 deep breaths on our first side, then we're going to switch to our opposite side and we're going to do 4 more deep breaths. So that's another minute. So all you have to do each day is just 2 minutes of this deep breathing. That's all you got to do to make sure your lungs are as healthy and as strong as possible. Now, if in fact you do get COVID-19, the coronavirus, you're going to make sure your lungs are so strong and so healthy, you're going to give yourself the best chance to get to the other side of this virus. So let's make sure we share this video with everyone we know so that everyone can get strong and healthy lungs. We're all going to get through this virus together. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to make sure you're first to see all my future content.